The U.S. Open is at Oakmont Country Club in Pennsylvania, just outside Pittsburgh this week, and the USGA says tickets are sold out for the competition rounds at this week's tournament. Only a limited amount of tickets remain for practice days. USGA officials expect around 175,000 people over the next week. And this is your morning Buzzcast for Monday, June 9th. I'm Reginald Walker, filling in for Abe Madcore. Friday night saw the news come that Judge Claudia Wilken approved a settlement in the House, Hubbard, and Carter antitrust cases, opening the door for colleges and universities to pay athletes directly beginning July 1st. This is something I've been eyeballing for a long time, and I know many of you have as well. The settlement centers on a couple of key areas. $2.8 billion in back pay to athletes dating back to 2016 over lost NIL revenues to be paid over 10 years, about $280 million annually. I will raise my hand. I graduated long before 2016, so I guess I'm out of the mix for some of this back pay. Another aspect, a new age revenue sharing formula that allows schools to pay athletes directly. Now, of course, there's more, but the first year of the revenue sharing cap is slotted at about $20.5 million, and while it will grow incrementally over the 10-year life of the settlement, schools are planning to start cutting checks to athletes on July 1st. Meanwhile, colleges have been preparing for this for quite some time. Although there's not a lot of time left, and schools will have to move quickly to establish the infrastructure needed to enforce the new rules. Advocates of the deal believe this new system will help schools be more in charge and clamp down on the unregulated market for paying college players through third parties. Now, the NCAA will also look to Congress for a law that would prevent athletes from becoming employees and provide the NCAA with an antitrust exemption to create some caps on player pay and transfers. Meanwhile, after the ruling, it was announced that longtime Major League Baseball executive Bryan Seeley has been named CEO of the College Sports Commission, the new governance body created in the wake of the approval of the House settlement. The College Sports Commission will begin its work immediately, and this will be the enforcement arm that will have final say in doling out punishments and deciding when rules have been broken. It's one of the most important roles in this new era, as Seeley will help build out the organization's investigative and enforcement teams and oversee all of its ongoing operations. And Seeley and his team will also be responsible for the enforcement of the new rules around revenue sharing, student-athlete third-party name, image, and likeness deals, and roster limits. If schools break the rules, they won't be hearing from the NCAA, but they will be hearing from the College Sports Commission. Seeley has spent nearly 11 years in baseball, working most recently as the league's EVP of Legal and Operations, and his MLB tenure began as VP Investigations and later added compliance and security to his portfolio. He is a graduate of Princeton and has his JD from Harvard. President Trump hosted Notre Dame AD Pete Bavacqua and SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey Sunday at Trump National Golf Club in Bedminster, New Jersey. The three discussed the future of college athletics. This comes just after the House settlement was granted approval. Trump is interested in college sports, and he's trying to sort through how his administration should be involved with so many issues impacting the industry. Something to keep an eye on there. We'll see what comes of that meeting moving forward. The NBA Finals are tied at 1-1, and as expected, viewership will be a storyline as Game 1 of the NBA Finals this past Thursday averaged 8.91 million viewers on ABC, one of the lowest-rated and least-watched NBA Finals openers since Nielsen began tracking in 1988. The viewership was more than the 2020 and 2021 Finals. Both those were impacted by COVID-19. Last season's NBA Finals opener between the Celtics and Mavericks averaged 11.31 million viewers. Something to keep an eye on moving forward again as the NBA Finals continue. This past weekend was a big one for Charlotte, North Carolina. And trust me, it was jammed all over the place, including a record number of fans who went to Bank of America Stadium. That's right, Bank of America Stadium, where the Carolina Panthers normally play their football games in the National Football League, Friday and Saturday to see the Banana Ball World Tour during its two-night slate. Yes, a combined 148,000 fans were in attendance to watch the two Savannah Bananas baseball games. And Jesse Cole, owner of Fans First Entertainment and the Savannah Bananas, said it was the largest combined weekend attendance number in Banana Ball World Tour history. That certainly had significance for Jesse Cole and his wife, who started this thing in Gastonia with the Gastonia Grizzlies in a 2,000-seat stadium, and now he sees 74,000 on back-to-back nights. The World Tour has 6 sellout events coming up in June, including Grand Rapids, Michigan next week. So what's it like? I know Abe Madcore was able to attend on Friday night. He says it's a well-choreographed show with a lot of sidebars and subplots and really good athletes. And the focus on children is noteworthy, as there were so many families and parents with children. And how good are they at selling merchandise? Those were the longest lines of the night, according to Abe Madcore. Something to keep an eye on. Let us know if you plan to see the Banana Ball World Tour when it comes to your city. Speaking of diamond sports, Athletes Unlimited Softball drew a sellout crowd for its opener Saturday in Rosemont, Illinois, as 2013 filled the stadium at the Parkway Bank Sports Complex. A very nice start for Athletes Unlimited Softball League. SBJ will be at the NACDA convention this week in Orlando, and then we're in Chicago for the Brand Innovation Summit, where nearly 200 brands will converge to talk about the latest trends in sports sponsorship and marketing. There's still time to register, and I'm sure Abe hopes to see you in either place. If you find yourself in Orlando this week, make sure you find Abe and say hello. And if you find yourself in Chicago, say hello to Abe or stop by and say hello to me as well. I hope to see you there in Chicago. And this has been your Morning Buzzcast for Monday, June 9th. I'm Reginald Walker, filling in for Abe Madcore. Hope you all have a wonderful day and have a great week.